on.
Pat, the Philippines is recovering after Typhoon Hagupit ripped through parts of the country this weekend. Thousands of homes were destroyed and at least 22 people were killed. Lucille Talusan reports on how CBN Disaster Relief is lending a helping hand to those in need after the wake of the monster storm.
Typhoon Hagupit lingered for 3 days in the Philippines, leaving at least 21 people dead and affecting 2 million people. Areas that were ravaged by the monster typhoon Haiyan last year were hit again by Hagupit. But because CBN Disaster Relief staff are still helping rebuild these areas, they were able to respond quickly to victims of Hagupit as donations of relief poured in.
They are the volunteers from the different local partners of CBN Disaster Relief, and they've been here even before the storm, repacking bags of rice to be distributed to the different affected areas.
Even within 24 hours after the storm hit, we have people on the ground feeding, giving relief, and doing medical missions.
One key factor for the low incidence of casualties and injuries is the preparedness of the people, whereby CBN Disaster Relief was very much a part of. In one community, CBN Disaster Relief staff led some 200 people to seek refuge in a cave. Typhoon survivors are grateful for the different CBN Disaster Relief projects that are very useful in the aftermath of the storm. Wells and water chlorinators have already been in place, and which now provide clean water for them. Recipients of the houses that CBN provided for the victims of Typhoon Haiyan are very happy that these houses withstood the strong winds and rains brought about by Hagupit. As more affected areas are identified in the days ahead, CBN Disaster Relief will continue to meet the needs of the typhoon survivors, especially that Christmas is just a few days away. Lucille Talusan, CBN News, Manila.
Pat, a very grateful and resilient people there in the Philippines.
Well, they're wonderful people, and we love them. And that was the first overseas country that we began broadcasting a daily show with, the Philippines. And they have been our friends for so many years. But it's so nice that Operation Blessing and CBN Disaster Relief had teams in place, right, ready to go when this hurricane was in the offing, and they were able to help evacuate people, save thousands of lives. And it's just one more example of what could be done. If you want to do something really nice this Christmas, that would be something you could do. It's Disaster Relief Fund, CBN Center, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23463. You could sit down and write a check and say, I want to help you help those poor people.